10 Network Football, presented by Hampton Hotels. Tonight, the undefeated 6th-ranked Iowa Hawkeyes visit the Michigan State Spartans. Hi, everybody. I'm Wayne Larrabee along with Chris Martin. Great to have you for this one. It should be a great one. Iowa's won 11 in a row dating back to last year. And when you look at them offensively, it starts with Ricky Stanzi, the quarterback.
Well, it does. And he's been erratic at times, but certainly played well in the last 2 weeks. And he loves to take the top off of defense. And usually that involves tight end Tony Moyaki, who has 4 touchdown receptions. They love him on rollout passes, Wayne. You have to think he'll have a big night.
Special teams, always an X factor for the Hawkeyes.
And that's exactly what's getting lost in all this. Everyone's talking about Iowa's defense. Special teams, they block kicks, they block punts, they go back to the house, and you have to think that a game of this magnitude could come down to a special teams play.
Young quarterbacks in this ball game for Michigan State. We might see 2 of them, but we're going to see Kirk Cousins to start, and he leads the Big Ten in pass efficiency.
And we talked to Norm Parker, defensive coordinator of Iowa. He says that this guy's having a love affair with Blair White, and that's because White has 45 receptions on the season, just over 6 a game, 6 touchdowns also. You have to think in order for them to win, he has to score. But Iowa's going to make it difficult. They intercept everything, Wayne. 15 interceptions, lead the nation nationally. You have to think it's a matter of time till they get their hands on the rock. You can set your watch to that.
Well, Lisa Byington, the 3rd member of our team. A year ago, Iowa left here, and what a difference a year has made for Kirk Cousins and company.
Yes, Wayne. Iowa lost that game, fell to 3-3 in the year, and in Coach Ferentz' words, it felt like the sky was falling. Well, since then, the Hawkeyes have won 13 of their last 14, are 1st in the Big Ten, 6th in the BCS. If a win tonight would give them the first 8-0 start in program history. The difference, Coach Ferentz says, hey, we're a more detail-oriented team. We're taking care of the tighter situations, and these younger guys we have on this football team, man, they're stepping up like the coaching staff couldn't have predicted in July and August.
Thank you, Lisa. Under Kirk Ferentz, the Hawkeyes have started with the ball 112 times out of 130 games, and you saw Kirk Ferentz' record. Mark D'Antonio trying to build a program with many of the Iowa principles in it here at Michigan State. So Iowa will receive. The freshman running backs are back deep. Swenson's kickoff is high and short. This is Wager from the 15. And he's out across the 30-yard line. First down coming up for the Hawkeyes from there. Portia, keys to the game, Chris?
Well, for Iowa, it's pretty simple. They have to play takeaway and not give away the football. Stanzi has done that early in the season. And then they got a cobble caper. You know Michigan State wants to run it. Michigan State, keep it in the family. Don't throw it to Iowa's defense. And then Stanzi, they got to go out and take his candy. We're getting close to Halloween.
15-3 as a starter is Ricky Stanzi. He's thrown 3 pick 6 interceptions this season. He gets motion out of the backfield. And Stanzi quickly to the air. Quick toss. That's Robinson, wrapped up by Hyde. Short gain for the Hawkeyes. Rotel, Velveeta starting lineups, because you can't start your game day without their famous queso dip. We mentioned Robinson. Darrell Johnson-Culiano's coming out at wide receiver. Now, on this offensive line, as you take a look at him, Brian Bulaga is the big-time player, but Dace Richardson's having the best year. He's a mid-season All-American. 2nd down off a gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Another running play. Robinson, tough sledding just across the 30, gain of a couple of yards. Greg Jones led the way. Colin Neely first to the ball.
This is a Michigan State defense that, as of late, Wayne, has played with a lot of tenacity and grit.
Kirk Ferentz' program, take a look at it. This is the first 7-0 start for Iowa since '85. They've never been 8-0. 3rd down for the Hawkeyes.
Behind the chains, look for Moyaki.
Stanzi, good protection initially, and down he goes. Pickup of a couple of yards, but not nearly enough for the first down. Greg Jones led the charge of green-clad Spartans.
And you want to know why? Because he was looking to his left at Moyaki the whole way. Great coverage down the field by Michigan State. They blanketed Moyaki, good pressure. And your seek and destroy linebacker, Greg Jones, does what he does best, make tackles.
Keyshawn Martin back deep. Ryan Donahue on and punt formation. Good looking punt here. Martin, a late fair catch signal, makes the catch just beyond the 20-yard line of Michigan State, where the Spartans will put it in play, 1st and 10. The quarterback for the Michigan State Spartans, a sophomore out of Holland, Michigan. Kirk Cousins has made 6 starts. He sat out the Illinois game due to injury. His 146.46 efficiency rating is #1 in the Big Ten, and he's one of 4 team captains. And as a sophomore, is only the 2nd sophomore ever to be named a captain here in Michigan State's 113-year football history.
He is a consummate leader, Wayne. Doesn't make many mistakes, and like a surgeon, he likes to take apart a defense.
Funny you mentioned it, med school. I'll talk about that a little bit later on. First dive off the right side, nets maybe a yard. Rotel Velveeta starting lineup, because you can't start your game day without their famous queso dip. Larry Caper, freshman running back, has really come on this season. Blair White's the target downfield. The offensive line, well, they were shuttled due to injuries early in the season, but this line has been together in this configuration for the last 4 games, and it's made all the difference in the world for Michigan State. 2nd down and 9. Cousins with that short drop of the quick throw, threw it just behind his receiver Deion Sims, the true freshman out of Detroit, Michigan. So 3rd down, and both sides of the early going on their first possessions behind the chains.
Well, Iowa's cheating up their linebackers, so they're really squeezing the line. That ball's on the back hip, but the young tight end's got to be flexible enough to make that catch.
So Sims heads off for this 3rd down play. Five receivers set. Cousins alone in the shotgun. Here comes the pass rush. Over the middle on the crossing pattern. That's the tight end, Charlie Gant, for a 1st down. Just across the 35-yard line, 13-yard gain. Pat Angerer, the middle linebacker, made the stop.
Listen to what Iowa does. Look at that cavity right in the middle of your field. And that's exactly where they attack with the tight end. You know Iowa loves to have those high safeties look for a lot of crossing routes over the middle.
And they don't blitz a whole lot, Iowa. They can get pressure off their defensive front 4, and that's been one of the subtle keys to this defense for Norm Parker. 1st and 10 of the 35. Cousins fakes the pass. Here's the toss. This is Edwin Baker, the freshman running back, and he has come on after the injury to Glenn Winston. And they took the red shirt off of Baker, and he's a good one. The Iowa defense, Rotel and Velveeta starting lineup. Claiborne's the star up front in this defense on the defensive line. In the linebacking core, Angerer is a Lott Award finalist. And in the secondary, the safeties have combined for 8 interceptions this season, but Amari Spivey is the best cover corner in this bunch. 2nd down. The play fake to Baker. Cousin wide open, Mark Dell inside the Iowa 40 to the 36-yard line. Tyler Sash makes the tackle 23 yards downfield. 1st down, Michigan State.
You talk about beautiful football. How about this 2-deep beater? Right off play action, push it vertically. Wide receiver sits down in the hole right in front of Tyler Sash, the safety. Good awareness by Dell and good throw by Cousins.
1st and 10. Michigan State in quote-unquote enemy territory for the first time tonight. Tight end on the right side of the line, and here comes Baker bouncing to the outside. Comes off the script inside the 30. Hit and fumbles out of bounds at the 27-yard line. They're going to mark it just short of the 1st down gain of 9. Tyler Sash applied the hit.
Wayne, when I talk burst and suddenness, this is what I'm talking about. Watch how he comes out the back end there. Bottled up in the middle, but has the quickness to get the corner on the defense.
You know, the coaching staff told us, and really Mark D'Antonio told us yesterday, he said, this kid reminds him of Javon Ringer, and watching that replay we just saw, you could picture Javon Ringer.
A little flashback, sure.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Ringer would do, is get that edge on the defense.
Norm Parker was the defensive coordinator here at Michigan State under George Perlis. And now he's the defensive coordinator in his 11th season at Iowa. What a job he's done with the Hawkeye program. 2nd down and short. They get motion from Lithicum, the tight end, and they're running that way. Caper cutting it back. didn't get much, and if he got the first down, it wasn't by much. In the middle of the line, Klug got there, along with Adrian Claiborne. Lisa, you have more on Norm Parker for us, don't you?
We do, or I do. He still has lots of ties to this state and to the coaching staff. His kids live in Michigan. He's still very close to MSU's Dino Felino, who was an MSU assistant at the time when Parker was on the staff. He also recruited running backs coach Dan Enos and secondary coach Harlan Barnett, who are on D'Antonio's staff currently. Now, he says Mark D'Antonio and Kirk Ferentz are the same guy. He says too many head coaches make the game about them, but he says those two guys, that's not what they're about.
This pass wide of the mark, intended for Lithicum, under the coverage of Spivey. Yeah, Michigan State has been, what's been impressive about Michigan State, and D'Antonio has done this with the offense, they've invested in the ground game in these last 3 weeks. You take a look at it, 60% of their play calls have been running plays, and Chris, they're doing it with freshman running backs.
Well, they are, and they have confidence in those backs. You know, these guys have been battle tested. They've gotten great game experience, which is where you get better on the field, and you can see they're running with confidence.
Baker. Oh, and he draws a crowd. A move straight ahead. Klug at the bottom of the pile, in on that tackle. Claiborne was also there.
Wayne, what's intriguing to me about this matchup is you have perhaps the best team in Iowa. Certainly the record would indicate that in the conference. But to me, Michigan State's playing some of the best football in the conference. It seems that it started ever since that Michigan game.
Well, they felt that would be their crossroads, and maybe it was. D'Antonio said yesterday, well, we don't know yet, but it's led to a couple of more wins after that. Cousins. And that's the fullback, Andrew Hawkins. And he's close to the first down. Spivey came up from the secondary to make the hit. Now, these Iowa cornerbacks will support on the run with force. Watch this hit on a big old fullback.
Well, they have to be able to take on, and that's what those corners give you.
Michigan State will try for the first points of the game. Brett Swenson for a 34-yard field goal on the precipice of history here at Michigan State. If he makes this, he's the all-time career field goal maker. And he's got it to the uprights. And there it is. Brett Swenson becomes the all-time leading field goal kicker in Michigan State history, passing Dave Rayner. And taking his place alongside Rayner, Morton Anderson, and John Langlow, Paul Ettinger, as the great kickers in Michigan State history. Michigan State scoring on its second possession of the game. And they lead 3-0. The United States Marine Corps salutes Edwin Baker so far. 23 yards on 4 carries. Tonight's leader of the game. History for Brett Swenson. His 63rd career field goal makes him #1 in Michigan State history. And he did that on 81 field goal attempts. Rayner had 90 field goal attempts in his career.
He's as good as it gets.
Swenson appears to have the wind to his back on this kickoff. And he's going for a high kick rather than depth from the 8-yard line. Wager. And Denson brings him down across the 25-yard line. Coming up on 2.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. Julianos wide to the bottom of your screen. Strauss is in the slot. Reisner moves to the line at the tight end spot left side. Moyaki was split that way. Robinson pile driving across the 40. Forward progress stopped near the 43-yard line. Gain of 5. Marcus Hyde made the stop. Marcus, a junior out of Fostoria, Ohio. His younger brother, Micah, plays for the Hawkeyes on special teams coverage.
Well, Wayne, you know what's interesting with Iowa is they keep running that stretch play to the boundary, which is where Michigan State's a little more adept against the run. Chriselle Rucker is their run support corner, and he's a bigger body kid.
Are they doing that because some teams run a certain way better than the other way?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you look at the strength of their offensive line, and you have
That's
to
Bulaga.
the left side, yeah.
It's Bulaga out there. They usually have a tight end out there, and they go left once again. First down yardage inside Spartan territory for the freshman running back Adam Robinson. 14-yard gallop, and John Mish, the linebacker, brings him down.
Well, we talked about the left side there, and it starts with these guys right over here. There it is. And you watch how they run behind him. Left side, clear out the hole, find a nice little crease for your running back, let him do the rest.
Moriaki with a key block on the flank of that play. First and 10 for the Hawkeyes. Football to the 43-yard line of the Spartans. Wager, the other freshman, back. And this time the Spartans are ready for him. Anderson held the point of attack at defensive end and allowed Greg Jones to flow to the football. There is Trevor Anderson kind of limping off a little bit, fifth-year senior out of Detroit, Michigan. He followed Mark D'Antonio to Michigan State from Cincinnati.
Well, he's been playing better as of late for Coach D'Antonio, getting a lot of pressure up front. And you're seeing this Iowa team starting to build some steam with the run game.
Cold, crisp night in East Lansing. Been raining most of the day, but has not rained since the game began, and the field was covered all day, so the field was in good condition. Stanzi sets up a screen play on oh my with a convoy of blocking. Here comes Wager inside the 20 to the 19-yard line of Michigan State. 24-yard gain. Brandon Denson on the stop.
Some plays are just called at the right time. Ken O'Keefe, offensive coordinator, nice job on the screenplay. Look how it sets up. Big Hogs out front blocking. Wager just following the convoy down the field.
Big old Julian Vandervelde almost knocked over the, the kitchen table on that
long run.
End of one at East Lansing. They switch sides, 3-0 Spartans.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Daniel Murray for a 37-yard field goal attempt. He's 11 of 15 this season, 6 of 7 from this range. And he hooked it through the uprights, just inside the left upright. My goodness. Murray's 37-yard field goal has tied the game early going second quarter. 10 plays, 54 yards on the scoring drive for the Hawkeyes. A line drive pick, this one bounding across the 15. A.J. Jimerson hit hard at the 25-yard line and gets out to the 26. 10 points. First and 10. Cousin hit as he throws. Got the big tight end. Left the cone. Incomplete. I beg your pardon. That was Sims on the reception. Christian Ballard got to the quarterback. Watch this.
Now this is where Cousins is going to go to his young tight end and say, all right, you dropped the first one I threw to you, but this ball hits you right on the numbers. You have to make that catch to move the chains. That's 2 now for the young tight end. You want to continue to build him up and don't go away from him, but he's got to prove he can catch it.
Second down and 10. Caper, the lone back. Here comes Larry Caper. He got lower than low and plowed his way out near the 30, a gain of 4. Jeremiah Hunter on the tackle for Iowa. Auto insurance gain leaders so far. Quiet for Ricky Stanzi. Robinson has been getting a workout. Cousins 3 of 8 passing against that tough Iowa pass defense. Hawkeyes 5th nationally in pass efficiency defense. Third down. Pass overshot Cunningham. Spivey had him defensively. There are penalty flags away from the play. The play went to the far side of the field. The penalty markers are thrown on the near side down below. Might be defensive holding.
Well, that time Norm Parker chose to go with a little blitz action.
Holding, 33 defense, 10-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Jeff Darpinian, a linebacker who plays in passing situations.
Well, you'll see him right here, and watch him hold on the play. It's a tight end. He's got a good push up front, but then he's got to let him go.
And the tough thing for Iowa is that it really had nothing to do with the play in that they were going to the other side all the way.
Exactly right.
1st and 10 of the 40. Baker for short yardage just kind of picked his way through the middle of the line. Angerer was there along with the safety in on that play. Greenwood.
This young back has pretty good vision, and as Howard Griffith likes to say in the studio, he runs with his eyes because he found that hole on the backside. So Iowa has to be aware of that and watch for him to cut it back against the grain.
2 receivers set, single back. They've got 2 tight ends on the line. Baker trampled down at the 46 on a gain of about 3 yards, and Jeremiah Hunter made the stop. Iowa returned all 3 starting lineups from a year ago, and Michigan State did as well, and they're the only 2 schools in the Big Ten who returned their linebacking core intact this year.
Well, and if you look at Iowa's defense, you know, everyone says bend but don't break defense. Sometimes that's a pejorative connotation, but they give up a lot of yardage, but what they don't do is give up balls over their head, which is why they're one of the better defenses in the conference.
They're scrambling to figure out what pejorative means. That's a Northwestern word, partner. 3rd down once again. Cousin pass. Is it caught? Nope. 10 for Blair White. I was just about to mention we haven't heard from Blair White here tonight, but that was soon to change, and he could not quite catch up with that one. It's 4th down, so the Spartans will send it back to the Hawkeyes.
Right now, we're seeing exactly what we thought. Defenses stepping up to the challenge, getting pressures on the quarterback. Quarterbacks having to make quick reads and quick decisions.
Aaron Bates, 13 inside the 20, as you could see. Sandeman waits for this punt, snap off the mark. And from the 10, Sandeman makes the first man miss and escapes out of bounds across the 15. Oh, very nearly a late hit there, but no flag. Tied at 3. Almost 5 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. Welcome back to Spartan Stadium on the campus of Michigan State University. Along with Chris Martin and Lisa Byington, I'm Wayne Larrabee. Primetime football on the Big Ten Network. The Iowa Hawkeyes, the Michigan State Spartans, just over 4 minutes to go, first half, and we've got the game we expected. Hard-hitting, low-scoring.
Let's see if Pat Narduzzi, D coordinator of Michigan State, stacks the box.
1st and 10. Robinson for about 3. Now for the Rotel Velveeta combination of the game, because you can't win without the perfect partner. Well, these 2 guys are pretty good partners so far this season, especially of late. Last week at Wisconsin, Johnson Koulianos, career high 8 receptions, 113 yards. Tonight got an 11-yard reception.
Yeah, he's the home run hitter, the guy that can get deep quick.
Strauss at the top of your screen. Johnson, Koulianos at the bottom. 2nd down and 7. Moyaki in motion. Robinson tried to accelerate. Cut down by the cornerback, Jeremy Ware. 5th-year senior out of Fort Myers, supporting very well on the run, and Robinson gets up limping a little bit.
Watch the corner shoot the gap to come in and make this play. There it is right there.
Ooh, right on the knee.
When you play against Michigan State, I think their cornerbacks and secondary have done a great job in the last couple of weeks of being active in run support.
It is 3rd down and 1. Hawkeyes haven't converted yet on 3rd down. They've loaded the box. They're running anyway. To the outside, Robinson escapes Trevor Anderson and gets the first down. The first down conversion on 3rd down for the Iowa Hawkeyes here tonight. Gordon forced him out.
Well, you'll see Trevor Anderson flying the screen right there. Now, what he has to do is force that ball back inside. The defense is pursuing inside out. He cannot let the running back get out on the edge.
Hawkeyes have nosed the football just beyond the 20-yard line of the 23 in their own territory. Stay tuned. Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report. Dave, Howard, Jerry have all the scores and highlights from today's Big Ten action. 1st and 10. Stanzi overshot Moyaki, who was open underneath the coverage of Marcus Hyde.
Boy, you know how to beat cover 2 coverage, and we see it week in, week out, is you have to have a tight end that can run like Moyaki. Because what he does is he gets beyond the linebackers, and he's able to sit in the hole in the defense right in front of those high safeties. That time it didn't connect. But if Michigan State stays in cover 2, look for Moyaki to push the seam routes once again.
Michigan State presses on the corners. That means the cornerbacks are up tight on the wide receivers, as you can see right here. But they're playing zone with those safeties deep, as Chris mentioned. Robinson trying to break a tackle, gets out across the 25 to the 26-yard line. A gain of just 3. Eric Gordon again in on that tackle. Trevor Anderson got a piece of him on the run by.
Nice shot of Robinson there. And, you know, Iowa backs, they're always backs that run with toughness. They're able to get you the hard yardage. Both Robinson and Wager have shown the ability to do that.
A couple of freshmen have picked it up here this season. Kirk Ferentz lost Sean Green to the NFL. Green, the All-America, who carried the mail for the Hawkeyes last year. Minute 42 to go. 3rd down, 3rd and 7. Julianos at the top of your screen. Robinson trying to blast away, and he's brought down just short. Penalty marker down to the area of offensive holding. Greg Jones made the tackle, about a yard short of the 1st down. If it is holding, they may turn it down, as he did not gain the 1st down. That's the case.
Holding, 63 offense, penalties decline. 4th down.
Information time for Ryan Donahue. Michigan State 1 timeout remaining, a minute 37 to go, 1st half. Keyshawn Martin back deep. He's got a beat on it. And here it comes. Good cut there. Penalty marker down. Keyshawn Johnson spilled near the 29-yard line of Michigan State. Amari Spivey made the tackle. Penalty marker down, as I mentioned. Kirk Cousins on 1st down. Quick toss, Blair White. Time to get him involved. And he steps out of bounds. Close to a 1st down, it appears he's got. That's Cunningham, the man in motion. Cousins, quick release to Cunningham, angled out of bounds by Prater, stopping the clock with 70 seconds to go in this 1st half. 7-yard gain. Yeah, I mentioned Kirk Cousins, and he has a little black and gold running through him. You know, he grew up in Michigan, Holland, Michigan, but his grandfather, Ralph Woodard, was an end for the Iowa Hawkeyes. His granduncle, Dick Woodard, also played for the Hawkeyes. His mom graduated from Iowa. And by the way, his grandfather, Ralph, was injured in his 4th season with the Hawkeyes and went on to medical school and became a well-known surgeon in Iowa. And Kirk is a pre-med major right now with a 4.0 average here at Michigan State. So he's going to follow his grandfather into the medical profession. Not sure if he's going to be a surgeon, but usually you don't play football and go on to surgery. You just don't. But they move the chains here with a quick toss to the flank, and Sean Prater forced him out of bounds.
Now that much lineage through Iowa. Interesting that he would still land at Michigan State.
Well, you know, they used to visit his grandfather in Iowa, and they'd always take him to an Iowa game. And Kirk's favorite player while growing up at Iowa was Tim Dwight, the great kick returner wide receiver.
Played against Tim Dwight.
1st down at the 47 of Michigan State. They need a play to kind of ignite this drive in the final seconds here. And this might be it. Cousins, he has to skid to a stop just across the 50 at the 49. That's not the play I was thinking of. That's a gain of about 4. Eads was ranging up in that linebacking core, and Cousins, discretion the better part of valor. 2nd down. Nearly intercepted by Jeremiah Hunter, and he might have been gone to the house.
Yeah, if he holds on to that one, it would be check, please, going the other way. Because watch him. Great beat on it. There's no one out in front of him. Hunter's going to see that in his sleep.
Oh, yeah. Third down for Michigan State. Quick toss to the flank. Cunningham had to come back for it under the coverage of Prater. He's got it, but short of the first down, and becomes fourth down at about 3 for Michigan State. Now, again, down to 28 seconds, down to 27, and the Spartans might go for this. They're deciding right now. They do not have any timeouts left. I think Mark D'Antonio's going to let the clock run, Chris. It looks like right here. He headed off, and I didn't see, Chris, what happened to him. But it's fourth down now. Fourth down with 4 seconds remaining. Kirk Cousins looking downfield. Into the end zone, and it is knocked away, incomplete. Cunningham and Blair White were there, along with Mark Dell, as the first half comes to a close.
In that situation, you want to knock the ball down. Don't even try and intercept it. Knock it down.
3-3 at halftime. Lisa Byington standing by with Iowa coach Kirk Ferentz. Lisa?
Kind of an old school Iowa-Michigan State game. How have you kept Michigan State out of the end zone?
Well, you know, we've been fortunate. They've moved the ball a little bit. We've kept them out, and that's a good thing.
On the flip side, how do you get in the end zone?
We really haven't done much yet, so we have to try to sustain some drives. We've had a lot of third and longs. We've got to eliminate those situations.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you very much, Lisa. 3 apiece. We're tied at the end of one half. Coming up, the gang will have the studio show, the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report on the other side of these messages on the Big Ten Network. Big Ten Network football presented by Hampton Hotels. Along with Chris Martin and Lisa Byington, I'm Wayne Larrabee. Under the lights at Spartans Stadium in East Lansing. It's been a defensive struggle. Look at the possessions for these two teams. Iowa a couple of punts, then the field goal that Daniel Murray barely hooked in. It was a Scud missile if ever there was one. And for the Spartans, not a whole lot better, obviously.
Well, and I think both teams have to play better on first and second down. We'll take a look at Michigan State here. And again, to get in third and short situations, you got to play better on the first and second down.
The one thing you see with the Michigan State possessions, they, more plays, but obviously just the field goal.
And remember, both of these teams are adversity killers, and so when you get them on the ropes, they fight back.
Yes, they do. Good strong kick this time. Jimerson from the 3, muffs it, picks it up at the 5. He's to the 10, to the 15, and cut down across the 20-yard line. So the Spartans will start this drive at their 22-yard line in a 3-all ball game third quarter. Against this defense, the Iowa Hawkeyes, first in interceptions, second in total turnovers. Plus 11 is #1 of the Big Ten in turnover margin. Caper on first down got about 3 yards. Jeremiah Hunter on the tackle.
Well, and if you're a fan at home, you're saying, well, why does Michigan State continue to try and run into the teeth of Iowa's defense? They play the run so well, but you have to. You have to commit to that running game, because that'll open up what Michigan State does best, and that's play action pass.
2nd and 7 for the Spartans. And remember, we showed you that graphic. They're 10-0 when they run the ball 35 times or more a game under Mark D'Antonio. Cousins hit from behind as he lets it go, and got his man nonetheless. First down, that's Cunningham out of bounds across the 45-yard line. Claiborne from behind, able to pop the quarterback, but a 22-yard pass play and a beautiful throw.
Well, watch Cousins sit in there. Now, this is a long route, so it's a 5-step drop. He gets pressure on the backside, hit on Claiborne, but watch him stand tall in the pocket and deliver a strike down the field. Watch him screw this defensive back in the ground. Turn him around. Right there. Great route detail by B.J. Cunningham.
Do you think Cousins felt the pressure coming from behind?
Well, he did. That's why he got rid of it quicker.
Edwin Baker went east-west instead of north-south, and he is wrapped up by A.J. Eads, a loss of 1.
And that's the thing about Iowa's defense. It's not that they have so many sacks, but it's that they get pressure to the quarterback. And we talked to Norm Parker about that this week, and he said, you know, it hasn't led to sacks, but we get a lot of pressure with the front four, which is a luxury because it allows you not to bring blitz pressures and drop 7 into coverage.
Cousins throws a strike in traffic. Oh, he threaded the needle beautifully to Mark Dell. First down, Iowa 38-yard line. 19-yard gain. Joe Conklin in on that tackle. Conklin again replaced the injured Brett Greenwood a moment ago.
And this is the definition of courage because Dell knows he's going over the middle and going to take a shot here, but he still is able to pull it in. Watch him work this little crossing route. Deep crosser, sit down, but he knows that someone's coming to strike him, and he holds on to the ball.
First down. Baker escapes to the 30, 25-20, cuts it back against Tyler Sash, inside the 10, inside the 5, finally goes down near the 2-yard line. Biggest play of the game to date, 36-yard ramble.
And where's my man Javon Ringer? Because he has got to think that that looks pretty familiar. This kid, talk about how he gets out on the perimeter and has that suddenness at the edge. That's what he does. And then he just has an extra gear that most backs don't have. Iowa rarely lets a back get outside. Baker that time, too much speed.
So, first down, goal to go, 1-yard line of Iowa. We're in a 3-3 game, 7.5 minutes to go. Third quarter.
And this is where your young back has to be able to punch this thing in. So you got to think Michigan State wants to go with that power O and run this ball between the tackles.
They've got 2 tight ends on the left side of the line, 1 on the right. Hawkins the fullback, and the tailback Baker. Cousins off play action, and he threw it away. Had nobody open. Boy, that was great coverage. Spivey on Linthicum, and on Hawkins out of the backfield. The coverage provided by David Cato.
Well, he had a decent amount of time. Fakes it to Baker. Baker does a nice chip block there to slow down Claiborne, but good coverage by Spivey.
It didn't matter how much time he had there, partner. There's nobody open, and nobody was getting open.
And it's uncanny how Iowa hunkers down when teams get near their goal line. They play with low pad level. Look at the surge up front.
Second down and goal to go. Baker driving for the end zone and denied. Eads, the linebacker, was there along with Angerer, a pair of linebackers on that stop for the Hawkeyes. And he is as close as you can get without being in.
This is a stingy defense. They don't give up a lot of points, and that's why, you know, they make you take another snap. And that's what you want to do deep in the red zone.
9th play coming up. Longest possession for Michigan State tonight. Third down and goal to go inside the 1. Baker the tail. Hawkins the fullback. Cousins gets motion from the tight end Linthicum. Baker again. He did not make it. Second effort, and he stung back, and the ball came loose, but the whistle had sounded. Wow. Carl Klug at the bottom of that pile. You talk about low pad level. My goodness, he was underground.
Well, and if you're Don Treadwell, offensive coordinator for Michigan State, what do you call? You call play action pass. That didn't work. You tried to run up the gut. That didn't work. What do you call? Well, you call it the kicker, because it looks like they may be trying to kick a field goal here. But, man, that defense just hunkers down, and they do not let you get in the end zone.
They lost a half yard on that play, so on comes Brett Swenson. You get a good look at it here. And Swenson's got this one down the boulevard, just inside the right upright. His second field goal of the game puts Michigan State on top. But the story of this drive was the Iowa defense backed up as far as it could go, but they would not yield. See those guys right there? They dug in at the 1-inch line.
They did. They're putting in work now. They are getting it done up front.
Swenson, his 2 field goals have the Spartans on top by 3. Johnson Koulianos across the 20, 25, 30, 35, and out near the 37-yard line, almost to the 38. Best field position for Iowa to start a drive, 38-yard line, Hawkeye territory. Robinson, the tailback, play action by Stanzi on the rollout. Dumps it off to Moyaki, his first catch of the night. Fortner brings him down near the 42-yard line, a gain of just 4.
Well, anytime you get rollout by Ricky Stanzi, he's always looking for that guy right there, Tony Moyaki, number 81. That time Moyaki fakes the block and slips out in the flat. But that's his first catch, I believe, tonight.
Yep.
So Michigan State putting the lid on him thus far.
Just 39 yards tonight so far. Second down and 6. Robinson, the freshman, to the perimeter, to Michigan State territory, to the Spartan 46-yard line. 12-yard run. Jeremy Ware brought him down. Lisa Byington, do you have something, an update perhaps on the injury to Greenwood?
I do, Wayne, and it's good news. After several minutes just lying on the stretcher, Greenwood was able to sit up, take off his helmet on his own power. He is able to walk into the locker room on his own power. That's currently where he's at right now, getting treatment from the trainers. But perhaps the best news is I spoke to his mom as she was walking back to her seat, and she said, I think my son's going to be okay.
Great news, Lisa. Thank you. First down to the 46-yard line of Michigan State for the Hawkeyes, who are now trailing by 3. Brandon Wager, the tailback in the eye. Morse, the fullback. That's Moyaki. Tony Moyaki, the tight end in motion. And Stanzi looking that way. Looking a little deeper, trying to thread the needle to Trey Strauss, and couldn't quite get it done. Boy, he had a trio of defenders on the play. And Chriselle Rucker broke it up. Somebody's holding a lot of net guys. And they're tied up pretty tight. Those guys have a lot to talk about tonight. Second down and 10, Iowa. Again, they start this drive at the 50-yard line, their best field position by far to begin a drive. Wager waits for his blocking, now accelerates into Spartan territory, close to a first down, just short of the 40-yard line. Eric Gordon and Danny Fortner on the tackle.
When you look at the Iowa backs, to me, they're more similar than different. And by that, I mean they like to get downhill, get their shoulder pads square to the line of scrimmage, and run through contact. That's Robinson, Wager. You know, both hover around 200 pounds, but very strong.
Iowa 1 of 8 on third downs. With this, the shortest third down they've had all night. And Stanzi, over the top of the pile, picks it up just inside the 40. Now, these teams all night, folks, have been like 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. Against this quality of defense that we're seeing on the field here tonight, that's, as you've said a couple of times, Chris, nearly impossible to pick up.
Yeah, it's a picture moment for Iowa. But that speaks to the grit and scrap and resilience of the defenses on both sides.
Yep. These are two very similar programs. There's no doubt about it. First and 10. Iowa inching closer at the Michigan State 28. Wager hitting the backfield by Worthy. He just got the 5 yards he lost back.
Well, I guess he was right. He does, and he's telling the coach, see, I told you, I got this. Oh, what a play. What a play.
Lost to 3. Start of the fourth quarter coming up. It's been all defense tonight. Spartans by 3. Along with Lisa Byington and Chris Martin, Wayne Larrabee started the fourth quarter. Iowa second down. There's the score by quarters. A couple of field goals by Swenson, who has tied Dave Rayner on the all-time scoring list in Michigan State history. Stanzi, deep drop-off play action. Harris in the backfield, races out of there. Inside the 25-yard line, Stanzi wrapped up by Greg Jones. Boy, that guy has closing speed, doesn't he? Man.
Well, Iowa showing a little more ingenuity with Moyaki. See him on the left side. They're trying to get him out on the perimeter, but the pocket collapses. Stanzi does a nice job of eluding the rush, putting the ball in the outside arm, so he's thinking on his feet.
These two teams have gone third down and averaged 7 yards to go on third down. Here for Iowa, third down and 6. At the Michigan State 23, Stanzi maybe changing the play. Wager, the freshman running back, the lone setback. Wager's got it, blasting through, first down and more, inside the 15 and turned back at the 12-yard line of Michigan State. Danny Fortner made the tackle, 11-yard gain.
And that was a great checkout by Stanzi. He changed the direction of the play. Great zone blocking up front. Opens up a nice hole for Wager. Watch the big guys clearing out bodies. And then he can do the rest from there.
Wager, the true freshman, Dakota Dunes, South Dakota. 1st and 10 at the Michigan State 12-yard line for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Moyaki on the wing. They've had trouble getting him involved tonight. Robinson, nice hole off the right side this time. Inside the 5, still fighting his way. Pile driving down to the 1-yard line. Oh, determined run by the freshman Adam Robinson. 10-yard gain, first down and goal to go.
Very determined, Wayne, but you're also seeing plays of attrition. This is a long drive. This defense has been on the field, and they're not getting stops early. So what's happening is these running backs getting yards after initial contact.
In the third quarter, late going third quarter, Michigan State got to the 1-yard line, could not get it in. Can the Hawkeyes do it to take the lead? Reisner, a tight end in motion. The running back, Robinson, fighting for the goal line, and he's going to be just short. Adam Robinson, Greg Jones got over to make a hit. 2nd down and goal to go inside the 1.
Well, this is when you have to have backs on your team that can get you a yard. Can you get this ball in the end zone? We've already seen Michigan State stifled. Can they do the same thing to Iowa?
10th play of the drive, 2nd down, goal to go inside the 2. Stanzi, play action. Wide of the mark, intended for Morris, the fullback. Good pressure up front. And I mean right away, Colin Neely and the linebacker, John Mish.
Well, and you can tell Stanzi expected Morris to keep pushing this route. So that's why he throws it a bit more outside. Morris sort of settled in. But either way, the pressure made Stanzi get rid of it sooner than he wanted to.
Each side has gotten to the doorstep in this second half. Michigan State could not cross the threshold. Can Iowa do it on this play? 3rd down, goal to go inside the 1. Robinson, no.
Think that's a shot of adrenaline to this crowd. When you have powerful backs, you have to get population to the football. Now watch all the guys hover around. I mean, you have just about all 11 on defense. Way to get Robinson running laterally. When he can't square up his shoulders, you got a chance. Good stop by Michigan State.
Now field goal try coming up here for Daniel Murray. This will be a 20-yard field goal attempt off the left hash mark to tie the game with just under 12 minutes to go. Murray 12 of 16 this season, 1 for 1 tonight. And another low kick, but a line drive through the uprights nonetheless off the tough angle. Daniel Murray has tied the game. 11:43 to go in East Lansing under the lights.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Sandeman and Koulianos line up at the bottom of your screen. Trey Strauss at the top and Tony Moyaki at the top of your screen at tight end. 1st down running play. Robinson hammered back.
Robinson, the ball carrier.
Jones and Gordon collaborate on the stop. A gain of 3 to the 39.
When you look at this Michigan State defense, and they've allowed 16 points on average per game in its last 3 games, and that's after allowing 33.3 points per game in the previous 3. So the point being is that they have played well down the stretch, and they're playing with a great deal of confidence.
Nearing 7.5 minutes to go for the game. Tied at 6. Moyaki in motion. Stanzi off play action rolling out. Little pitch and catch. Oh, and his receiver took a heck of a hit. Oh, my goodness. Jeremy Ware laid the wood on that play. Looking at it once again, and that is Colin Sandeman, who absorbed that hit. He had his head up. You know what I mean? I'm talking about Jeremy Ware. Looked like just a good hit. Good, hard football play. First down, Hawkeyes. 45-yard line of Michigan State. Tied at 6 apiece. Just over 7 minutes to go for the game. Adam Robinson met in the hole by Chris L. Rucker. Gain of 2.
Well, these corners play with a level of physicality. Watch Chris L. Rucker come up and just square up the running back. That is a textbook tackle. Coaches teach you to run your feet, and that's exactly what Chris L. Rucker did on that play.
Hawkeyes 2nd down and 8. Trying to move at least into field goal range, if not better. Darrell Johnson-Koulianos wide to the top of your screen. Reisner, a tight end, in motion. And again, Robinson slipped, did not go down, but is stacked up at the 40. Gain of just 3. Boy, these two teams running the football, and as I mentioned earlier, painstaking fashion against these two defenses.
Sure. And, you know, good defenses, they know where their help is. And if you notice, Michigan State, they're forcing everything back inside, which is exactly where the pursuit's coming from.
The freshman just over 100 yards, just over 4 yards a carry. Under 6 minutes for the game. Iowa inching closer. From the Michigan State 40, facing 3rd and 5. Stanzi with Robinson to his left. Stanzi over the top, down the sidelines, and the grab is made. First down inside the 10-yard line of Michigan State. What a beautiful throw, and the catch by Darrell Johnson-Koulianos for 32 yards.
And sometimes, Wayne, when you play with fire, you eventually get burned. One-on-one situation there with the corner working against Koulianos, who really just gets separation right at the end there. A great ball placement, though, by Stanzi, making it tough on Chris L. Rucker.
Iowa hasn't won in this venue since 1995, and again they approach the doorstep. First down to the 8-yard line, 1st and goal to go. Robinson cut down just short of the end zone. Greg Jones, touchdown saving tackle. Robinson spilled at the 3. Gain of 5.
If you want to see why Greg Jones is the best linebacker in the Big Ten, how about his ability to close?
How about the last time Iowa was here? Earlier in this 4th quarter, goal line stand by the Spartans, denied the Hawkeyes. And that was the 3rd down play right there, and they settled for the Daniel Murray field goal of 20 yards.
Can they do it again?
Marvin McNutt, the lone wide receiver in the game. Reisner in motion. They go the other way. Robinson fighting his way, penalty marker down. He is denied the end zone by Greg Jones. He did not make the end zone. There is a flag down on the play in the area of offensive holding. And that's the call. Critical mistake.
Holding, 79 offense. 10 yards previous spot. Still 2nd down.
Watch Jones in isolation, flow to the football. Takes on Morris and then gets to the back.
Well, and that's the key of a great linebacker. Can you take on and shed? We'll see it here again. Watch him stun the fullback and then scrape out and make the play. I mean, last year, Greg Jones had 127 tackles. That's one of the reasons why.
But Bulaga, the most decorated of the Iowa offensive linemen, his holding penalty makes it 2nd down and goal to go. Football to the 13-yard line of Michigan State. Robinson again, behind Bulaga, down to the 10, a gain of 3. Makes for 3rd down and goal to go. Colin Neely sifted over to make the hit, and Robinson gets up on an ankle injury, it looks like, or a lower leg problem. Remember, they already lost their offensive guard, Dace Richardson, to an ankle injury tonight. And Adam Robinson has been over 100 yards rushing, and they would hate to lose him at this stage.
If you like defensive games in football, you're getting your money's worth tonight. Both of these teams going fist to fist, winning one-on-one matchups. Obvious passing situation here. Who will Stanzi look to?
Brandon Wager is in the offensive backfield, replacing Robinson. They go to Wager inside the 5. Touchdown saving tackle by Gordon, the outside linebacker. 7-yard gain, but it's 4th down for the Hawkeyes.
And I'm not so sure I like the play call. Tried running it in against Michigan State, and you've been stymied because they're a run and chase defense. I think I'd take my chance of putting that ball in the air.
20-yard field goal would be the 3rd of the night for Murray. Here it is. The placement, the line drive kick is through the uprights, and the Iowa Hawkeyes have the lead 9-6.
Isn't this just vintage Big Ten football? 9-6. But again, speaking to the fact you have resilient teams that bounce back. I mean, Iowa's, they were trailing in 3 games this season by double-digit points, and they fought back, Wayne, to win. So, this team's seen just about everything, and they play for that man, Coach Ferentz.
7-0, undefeated, 6th-ranked Iowa. Looking to go to 8-0 for the first time in school history. To the 15, 20, 25, 30. Cut down across the 35-yard line by the kicker, Daniel Murray. 32-yard return. Spartans at their 40-yard line will put it in play. 1st and 10. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line for the Spartans. 3 receivers spread to the bottom of the screen. White in motion. Cousins steps up. He's hit. And he is sacked. Ballard makes the hit. Back to the studio, Dave Repson. Dave, what do you have for us?
Well, Wayne, don't forget the State Farm Big Ten football wrap-up coming up immediately after the game. We will have post-game reaction from both sides in this Iowa-Michigan State game. Also show you Terrell Pryor's bounce-back game and a huge road win for Penn State. It's all coming up immediately after the game.
Cousins sacked on 2nd down and long, this time by Broderick Binns. And the Spartans are going the wrong way. They started this series at the 40, and they're all the way back to their 33-yard line.
Well, Iowa's just simply pinning their ears back now and bringing the pressure up front. Good job of working through the blocks and fighting by Binns to get to Cousins. Now it's interesting because Blair White's had sort of a quiet day. Who this play is designed to get the ball to. Obviously, you got to push it vertically. Are you going with your most sure-handed wide receiver? Are you going to take a look at Charlie Gant? Be interesting to see what Don Treadwell comes up with for Michigan State.
Are they in 4-down territory?
I think they are.
Given the game situation?
Yeah, I think given the situation, no doubt. But this is money down, and this is where they've been hamstrung all night.
3rd down and 18. Just beyond the Spartan 32. Cousins under a blitz. Lets it go over the middle. There's the lateral. Oh, look at this. Blair White down the sidelines. Inside the 35, out of bounds at the 30. Tyler Sash forced him out.
Excuse me while I pick my jaw up here because I was completely blown away by this play. The audacity to call it at this time and to convert it worked just like it did in practice. Unbelievable.
Linthicum, the tight end, on the hook and ladder. There it is to Blair White. Oh, my goodness. Oh, to win or tie, Martin cannot hang on in the flat. Lost his footing, and eventually the football 2nd and 10. Play up, and I would say from a defensive standpoint, Michigan State has played up, and boy, what a play call, as you mentioned.
Well, when they had to have it, reached into the trick bag. Now can they capitalize?
2nd and 10. White in the slot, bottom of your screen. Cousins avoided the rush. Blair White, touchdown! Pass play to the lead. Blair White has been quiet all night, makes noise at just the right time.
He sure did. And what a thing of beauty for Michigan State.
Brett Swenson to become the all-time leading scorer in Michigan State history, and he does.
You know Iowa doesn't give up many plays over 20 yards. But watch how Cousins slides in the pocket, fields the pressure, and delivers a strike to Blair White. Watch the pressure come from the left side. He feels it, so he slides up and staring down the barrel, delivers it right between the 2 and 5.
They found just enough room between those deep safeties. And what a throw.
And he bought time for the route to open up by having good feel and just sliding and moving around.
5 plays, 60 yards. You talk about playing up. That was it right there. That's the definition of what Coach D'Antonio talked about in August at the Big Ten meetings. But the Hawkeyes have a timeout remaining and 97 seconds with which to work. Here's the kickoff. Darrell Johnson-Koulianos to the 20-25, brought down short of the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 coming up. Ashton Henderson made the hit.
And this is where Stanzi has to go out and win this game. No game managing situation. This is what all these weeks have prepared you for. Can you come out now and deliver when everything's on the line? We know he's been erratic this season. He's had bad moments, had great moments. What kind of a moment is he going to have right now?
The junior from Mentor, Ohio, Lake Catholic High School, Ricky Stanzi. Just 7 of 18 tonight. Can he find his tight end, Tony Moyaki? Or Darrell Johnson-Koulianos downfield? And it's caught by McNutt up across the 40-yard line to the 45. Tough catch. Good reception by Marvin McNutt. 16-yard gain.
Clock management comes into play.
Stanzi again. Hesitated for a moment. Able to spring forward, and down he goes. Gain at 3 to the 48-yard line of the Hawkeyes. Trevor Anderson finally tracked him down. That was good protection for Stanzi. He just couldn't find a receiver open.
Yeah, you're right. Great coverage down the field.
2nd down for Iowa. 2nd and 7. Stanzi goes the sideline route for McNutt, and Weaver knocks it away. at the 30-yard line of Michigan State. Same type of go pattern they hit Johnson Koulianos earlier on.
But Michigan State's just making the plays. I mean, defensively, they've been in position this season to make plays. They turned it down. But as you can see, and as of late, when a player's number is called for Michigan State, they've been rising up to the occasion.
Football just short of the 48-yard line of Iowa. Third down. Officially, they're calling it 8. Third down, a little bit less than 8 yards to go. 54 seconds remaining. Stanzi again with time. Over the middle, crossing pattern. Trey Strauss inside the 35 and tracked down near the 31-yard line by Greg Jones. 22-yard pass play.
Boy, Strauss working the crossing route. Able to sneak behind the linebackers. Good job of staying with them on the read.
So much defense for so much of this night. These offenses responding down the stretch. Stanzi over the top for Koulianos. He makes the catch and it's incomplete. He could not hang on. Boy, that coverage well measured by Chris L. Rucker.
Good coverage down the field. That would have had to have been a perfect ball. Rucker reading the keys of the wide receiver. His hands go up. Obviously, that's a sign. Watch him read the keys. You know if a receiver's hands go up, your hands got to go up. Watch his eyes. Watch the hands.
Boy, Stanzi dropped that right in on the back hip. That was a nice throw. 2nd and 10 at the Spartan 31-yard line for Stanzi and company. 34 seconds to go. Iowa, 1 timeout remaining. Blitz. Koulianos inside the 15. First down for the Iowa Hawkeyes. 16-yard gain. Ross Weaver had the coverage and the tackle.
Well, Pat Narduzzi mixing it up for Michigan State. That time he chose to bring the blitz. So what do? You throw right into it. It's one-on-one coverage. Good
Hawkeyes
job of making the play.
15 yards away. 1st and 10. Stanzi lets it go, and it is intercepted. There's a flag down. Chris L. Rucker makes the interception, but I believe he pushed off on Darrell Johnson Koulianos at the 5-yard line of Michigan State.
There's a lot of pushing and shoving on both sides. Chris L. Rucker, physical corner.
Holding, defense, number 29. 10-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Holding, Chris, means that it happened before the ball was released. Let's see what they call here. There it is. There's the hold.
Yeah, especially when you get that arm on the outside of the receiver's shoulder pads.
Well, Iowa's been here before in this second half. They need a touchdown to keep their record unblemished. They're the 6th ranked team in the BCS standings, 7-0. Iowa 1st and goal to go at the 7. Stanzi on the roll, looks the other way to the end zone in traffic, deflected away, incomplete. Moriaki, the intended receiver. Chris L. Rucker once again was there. Gordon, the linebacker, also in on that coverage.
And that's just football intelligence for Michigan State. They know that Iowa loves to go to Moriaki down in the red zone. Way to be disciplined, hold the coverage, and take that away.
9 seconds remaining for the Hawkeyes. 1 timeout left.
Chris Rucker coming over top, making a great play on the ball. Watch Rucker read this. Good drive.
2nd down, goal to go. Stanzi again, incomplete. Threw it behind Trey Strauss. Davis Clark had the coverage. 3rd down and goal to go.
Well, they're making Stanzi make quick decisions. He's getting rid of the football.
Still have their timeout. Just 5 seconds left, Chris. Can they get 2 plays? Can they squeeze 2 plays out of this if they need it?
They have time. Got to be quick. Quick shots.
3rd down, goal to go at the 7. Hawkeyes trying to keep their record pure. They are 7-0. They need a touchdown to go to 8-0 for the first time in school history.
Michigan State bringing some heat.
Stanzi, short drop on the slant. Broke it up, incomplete. Headed for Trey Strauss. 2 seconds remaining. 4th down. Goal to go.
Pat Narduzzi choosing to bring the heat, putting his guys in one-on-one situations. And you knew in this game it's going to come down to winning a one-on-one matchup. That time, the defensive back won it against Strauss.
4th down, goal to go. This is it.
Yeah.
Iowa's unbeaten streak on the line. They've won 11 in a row.
It doesn't get any bigger or better than this play.
Koulianos and Strauss at the bottom of your screen. McNutt at the top. Morse, the fullback, is in the block. Moyaki on the wing. He goes in motion. 2 seconds ago. Last play of the game. Stanzi, McNutt, touchdown! On the final play of the game, the Iowa Hawkeyes have remained unbeaten. They have defeated the Michigan State Spartans 15-13.
We said at the end of the day, can your guy beat their guy? And that's exactly what just happened. One-on-one coverage outside, bringing blitz pressure.
Special seasons are made of this kind of stuff right here.
I mean, it's do or die. You make the play or you don't. McNutt hadn't done much all game, but when his number was called, 7 got 6.
He is 6'4", 215 pounds. Marvin McNutt used his body well to screen Chris L. Rucker on that play. And the sophomore from St. Louis, Missouri, the biggest catch of the season to date for Iowa.
Championship teams either find a way or make a way.
10 plays, 60 yards in 1:37. Congratulations to the Iowa Hawkeyes. You saw the graphic just a moment ago. Kirk Ferentz and company. For Ferentz, his first victory in Spartan Stadium as a head coach. And for the first time in school history, the Iowa Hawkeyes are 8-0 with a 15-13 win over Michigan State. Wow, what a ball game. Well, let's get on to Lisa Byington with Coach Kirk Ferentz.
Coach, 2 seconds to go. Your unbeaten streak on the line, history on the line. Take me through that final play.
It was just a great drive by our guys. You know, it was really a tough break. Michigan State came back, had a beautiful drive, and our guys responded. They've been doing it all year. It was a tough game. Both teams really competed hard, and we're just really fortunate to get the win. What
does it take to win a football game like this?
Well, you know, we got some resilient players on this team. They're really just, you know, unbelievable. It's been an unbelievable group. They never quit. I think we cut it pretty close tonight, but what a great effort.
Coach, you are now 8-0 for the first time in school history. Now that it's here, what does that mean for you and this program?
Well, I think, you know, more first time. This is probably the first time. I think we were nationally ranked the last 2 weeks. We've been underdogs both weeks, so that might be a record in itself. You know, now we got a month to go. We'll see what happens.
Maybe you'll be favored next week. It was a nice
possibility. We'll see. We'll see.
Nice win.
Thanks. We like it this way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Back to you, Wayne.
They've been playing football for about 120 years at Iowa. They've never been 8-0 until tonight. 15-13 over Michigan State. For Chris Martin and Lisa Byington, I'm Wayne Larrabee. What a ball game under the lights at Spartan Stadium. We send you to the State Farm wrap-up. Dave Redson in our Chicago studio. Good night, everyone.